Ladies and gentlemen, please begin to take your seats as we will begin shortly. Welcome to the 2023 Dakota Wesleyan University Legacy Banquet. Please welcome your MC for this evening's festivities, Jody Knorr.
Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Dakota Wesleyan University alumni and guests, it is my absolute pleasure and honor to stand before you today as we gather to celebrate Dakota Wesleyan University and the kickoff of Blue and White Days 2023 with the Legacy Banquet. My name is Jody Knorr, a proud member of the class of 2005, and it warms my heart to be back here at our alma mater amongst so many familiar friends and faces. In fact, for me personally, there are a number of key individuals here that specifically enabled and influenced my path to Dakota Wesleyan, and you'll have a chance to meet them later tonight. Where's Jory? I did not disclose this earlier, but I do think it is important that everybody here know that my lowest grade at Dakota Wesleyan was in fact Roger Allen's public speaking class. So, set expectations accordingly, but I have a little bit more than a 3x5 note card, so we should be good. In all seriousness, as we embark on this evening of reminiscing, camaraderie, and appreciation for the legacy that is Dakota Wesleyan, I can't help but feel a profound sense of gratitude. DWU has played an invaluable role in shaping the person I am today, and for that, I am eternally thankful. The memories, the friendships, the lessons learned, they all continue to influence me in my journey through life. Allow me to share just a little bit about my post-graduation journey. After leaving Dakota Wesleyan, my husband and I, David, who also attended Dakota Wesleyan, made our home in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Together we have been blessed with 4 incredible children who fill our lives with love, joy, purpose, and an appropriate amount of mayhem. In my professional life, I have found great fulfillment as a commercial services architect for General Electric. If you don't know what that means, just ask my husband. He doesn't know either. DWU equipped me with the knowledge, skills, and the spirit of innovation necessary to thrive in my career. Every day, I draw from the foundation laid here at Dakota Wesleyan, and I am proud to be part of an institution that fosters such excellence. Tonight, as we celebrate our legacy, let us also remember the impact DWU has had on countless lives throughout the years. It is a testament to the enduring power of education and the commitment of exceptional faculty and staff. Each one of us here is a living testament to the transformative power of this place. At this time, I would like to welcome Campus Pastor Anthony Purcell to offer this evening's invocation. Anthony joined Dakota Wesleyan in July after having served as senior pastor at Lake Gibson United Methodist Church in Lakeland, Florida. He has a Master of Arts in Religion from Yale Divinity School and a PhD from Emory University. He was officially installed as campus pastor during opening convocation on August 24th. Please welcome Pastor Anthony Purcell.
In many ways are connected and drawn together to Dakota Wesleyan
Now can you hear me? I was about to say, the good news is I kind of tend to be loud anyways. But I do apologize. My friends, truly, the Bible and Scripture speaks to God's abundance, and the chance to pour out our love and care and support on those around us is an awesome and powerful way to step into God's mission and vision. It's so encouraging to stand here tonight among so many people committed to empowering young men and young women to grow into servant leaders who will then take their gifts and their passions out into a world that desperately need their care and their love. Friends, let's pray together tonight, seeking God's presence as we enter into fellowship together this evening. O Holy Creator, we lift up our hearts in joy and in praise at this chance to be together with one another in love and in fellowship. God, we thank you for this moment to gather together and to connect as a family, to deepen relationships with each other as brothers and sisters in Jesus, to remind and inspire each other of the grand mission that you, God, have set before us to support our neighbors and invest in the growth of your kingdom here on this earth. So, God, we ask that you draw our hearts and minds together now in the deep and abiding love of your Son. Pour out your Spirit on us here, God. Fill us up with energy and with excitement for your vision and mission in this place and among these students whose hearts and lives you have entrusted to us to nurture. Jesus, pour out your grace on these, your people, who are dedicated to the mission of fostering faith and service alongside lifelong learning and leadership. God, we hope that your Spirit inspires our hearts and our hopes as we celebrate those who have set such an awe-inspiring example of the generous abundance of your kingdom through acts of service and care. Father, we praise you for this food and this fellowship. We pray for your blessing on the hands and the hearts who have made this moment possible with their energy and their effort and their dedication. May this moment and community together be dedicated to your Son and his peace-filled kingdom. In Jesus' name we pray together, friends. Amen. Thank you.
Thank you, Anthony. Please enjoy conversation at your table as we enjoy our dinner. Hello. You are more than welcome to continue dining as we begin this evening's program. Before we get too far into the program, however, I would like to take a moment to express our deepest appreciation to some groups that have made this evening and many others this week possible. First, to the guiding hands behind the university's success, the Board of Trustees. Their unwavering commitment to excellence and visionary leadership have paved the way for countless opportunities for our students and faculty. Please join me in a round of applause for their remarkable dedication. Let us also extend a special thank you to our incredible food server, Fresh Ideas. Tonight's meal is a testament to their culinary artistry and commitment to excellence. So please join me in showing our appreciation with a round of applause for Fresh Ideas. We can't forget the unsung heroes working behind the scenes to ensure a seamless experience. A special thank you goes out to the members of our physical plant and IT department who have tirelessly labored to make tonight and the rest of this week's events possible. Their efforts deserve our applause as well. We extend our appreciation to a group of outstanding individuals who have donned a different hat for this occasion. The DWU softball team, not only excelling on the field, but also serving as our gracious servers tonight. They excel the true spirit of teamwork and community. Let's cheer them on with our applause. And last, but certainly not least, we extend our gratitude to the heart and soul of Dakota Wesleyan University, our incredible students. Your passion, your curiosity, and your pursuit of knowledge fuel our academic family. It is your presence that breathes life into this gathering tonight. So to all the DWU students in attendance, please stand and let us honor you with our applause. Tonight, as we come together to celebrate the legacy and achievements of Dakota Wesleyan, let us remember that it is the collective efforts of these dedicated individuals and teams that make this institution an extraordinary place of learning and growth. At this time, it is my privilege to welcome President Dan Kittle to the stage.
Thank you, Jody. Thank you for being our MC tonight. Wow, it is just wonderful to see all of you here this evening. I was just lamenting a little bit to Ashley that I didn't have a chance to greet all of you personally as you came in tonight. But just welcome. It is just a privilege to have you here. This is an event that I've been really looking forward to. This is a night each year where we pause to gather and to recognize so many of our friends and supporters. It's your ability to make a difference in hundreds of students' lives, some of which you just saw stand today, and your remarkable celebration. It's worthy of a remarkable celebration. So welcome, and thank you for taking the time to attend this special event. I would also like to extend a special welcome to longtime friends of DWU, whose name is constantly connected to success. Success in their own lives and enabling the success of others. Ron and Charlotte Randall, thank you for being here tonight. We will certainly hear more about their impact later this evening. So I want to just start briefly on a personal note of appreciation. Ashley and I want to say our own thank you to each of you, to this group assembled this evening. You have welcomed us with open arms into this community. In a remarkably short period of time, Ashley, Grant, and I have come to call this place home. We have come to love this place with joy and a sense of responsibility, and we find moment after moment that affirms our call to this place at this time. And so looking around this room, I could share stories about people at each of these tables. A visit with you, a note from you, a kind word that you have shared with me or with Ashley and even Grant. And so as some of you know, I've spent my professional career as a student of higher education. And I can say that there really is something different about this place, and it's because of you. You all care about this place. You contribute your ideas, your resources, and your prayers to Dakota Wesleyan University. In many respects, you are the stewards of the soul of this place, and I appreciate it. So, as a place that you care deeply about, you probably undoubtedly want to know a bit about the state of the university, as well as the direction we're headed. So let me give you just a few highlights, starting with the student experience. A bit about the students that have just recently joined our community, a few examples of the student life on campus, and the kinds of outcomes that we are achieving with our graduates. As I'll work through here, there'll be a few slides that have some supplemental information. I won't read all the information, but I just want to give you a sense of some key pieces from campus. The first is that we've had remarkably successful recruitment efforts that resulted in welcoming 349 new students in all programs to Dakota Wesleyan, the highest in the last 10 years. Those students also come to us, as it demonstrates here, as some remarkable young men and women with dedication to our mission and also have demonstrated excellence in the classroom. I'm just excited to welcome them. You hear sometimes from faculty that the class has a certain kind of ethos, a certain kind of personality, and this class has been just engaged, and I feel like they're really going to make remarkable contributions to the institution. So those students, they enter a campus environment that is energized and busy. Campus has been a busy place this fall. Athletics are in full swing, and there always seems to be something going on there. The music department has begun rehearsals with its new community choir, to which any student or member of the community is welcome to sing. Theater just held auditions for their fall production last week, which premieres in November. Campus Ministries is off to a great start, averaging over 100 people in chapel these first few weeks under the leadership of the person you saw earlier, our campus pastor, the Reverend Dr. Anthony Purcell. Student Senate is meeting regularly, animated by clear goals for this year. The McGovern Engagement Group, under the strong leadership of Dr. Joel Allen, is working with Braver Angels to develop techniques for conducting open community conversations, and so on and so on and so on. I could continue to report the kind of good work that our students are up to. In addition, in one of our areas of student research, this summer, under the guidance of Dr. Paula Mazur, we had 4 students participate in the South Dakota Biomedical Research Infrastructure Network, or BRIN. BRIN is a National Science Foundation grant-funded program. The 4 students, they documented their research, and they presented at an annual BRIN convocation held in August in Vermilion. Further on in the academic areas, we have a number of faculty members who are doing great things inside and outside of the classroom. So for example, English professor Dr. Barbara Duffy is preparing to publish another collection of her poetry. Dr. Clinton Desmond and Aaron Desmond are preparing not only for several concerts of vocal and bells music this semester, but are also rehearsing Handel's Messiah with our community choir and putting together a January recital of their own. Dr. Paula Mazur and her students have provided research and data to Mitchell leaders as they prepare to make a decision about fixing the problems at Lake Mitchell. And faculty, with the leadership of Dr. Samantha Dunn and our learning team, continue to organize and support faculty, ensuring that student learning remains at the center of our efforts. And in the classroom, we have students working on a variety of interesting and impactful projects, nursing clinicals, athletic training internships, Corn Palace mural designs, instrument lessons, starting small businesses, leading faith and Bible study groups, volunteering for community organizations, and the list goes on and on. So I could take up the evening with stories about faculty and their influences on students, but I'm proud of them and what they achieve each and every day with our students. One of the things people talk about when they talk about Dakota Wesleyan is the community. And these are places that cultivate community for us: campus ministries, performing arts, and athletics. Again, I won't give you the list of the activities happening there, but I want you to know that I'm proud of the people, the students, the faculty, and staff leading these efforts. They're mentoring and they're guiding students. So, and all of these efforts, led by students and colleagues, creates and results in the form of student outcomes. One of the things that we do is that we have a countdown to commencement event each year, and we ask graduating seniors a few questions. So it's gratifying to know the kind of impact. And these two responses that you see on the screen are just emblematic of the kind of things that students talk about. They talk about the closeness of the campus community. They talk about the friendships, talk about the relationships, the DWU family, that those are the pieces they lift up when they reflect on their experience as they're graduating. As a final way, I'd like to highlight what the DWU experience means is to bring your attention to the 3 individuals we will honor tonight as being selected as this year's distinguished alumni. Your stories, Dr. Nancy Kwan, Boyd Hopkins Jr., and Anna Marie Thatcher, truly epitomize what learning, leadership, faith, and service can mean within a successful career. I offer my congratulations to each of you and ask only one thing in return. Continue to share your stories with family, friends, and every DWU alumnus and student that you encounter. Your experiences here are true examples of living out our mission and our values. The work of our faculty, staff, students, and alumni, and how they contribute to one another and to the world, is inspiring. And it inspires the generosity of many, including you. In fact, last year, in 22-23, we raised $5.1 million, the most raised since 2014-2015, and we exceeded the goal for our annual fund. So those reports, there's much to be proud of in those reports. And even though we celebrate all those accomplishments, we are never satisfied, and we are always pushing forward. As we embark on a new school year, we are guided by our strategic plan, one we have entitled Wesleyan on Purpose. This plan was a constituent-based plan. In other words, while this evening I won't describe all the outreach efforts to develop this plan, safe to say it includes the fingerprints of many people, quite a number of whom are in the room. Out of that planning process, we developed a vision, and from that vision, we developed goals and strategies that seek to fulfill the enduring mission of the institution, and specifically the vision that will guide this particular era in the history of DWU. So first, let's just take a brief look at the vision. As you can appreciate, for anyone who's put together a vision statement, every word is carefully selected. Every word. And so I want to lift up just 3 pieces of this vision statement that has meant something to me, and it's resonated with the community conversations. The first is the importance of all. Our vision, although focused on students, also is meant to impact you in this room, our faculty and staff. This work of challenge and supporting to lead lives of meaning and purpose is for all of us. And so this dynamic of challenge and support is also important and key, and that all of it is oriented towards lives of meaning and purpose, towards how we find and claim our callings. And those are the pieces that really lift it up and resonate in our campus community that animate this vision statement. So in order to achieve this vision, we developed a clear framework with goals and strategies. So here is a framework for the plan. And again, tonight isn't the time to walk through every aspect of the plan, but be assured our efforts are focused, they're disciplined, and they're meaningful. The efforts of the plan began in earnest last academic year in what we've called Phase 1, and this year, of course, we're moving into Phase 2. So these goals, some of which you see on the screen, in general are oriented in 2 ways. The first is continue to improve the student experience, and the second is about the culture of engagement for students and for colleagues, those 2 pieces working hand in hand. And I'll say too, while it's not a shiny new project, we are also continuing to review and consider what it is we should stop doing so that we might do something more meaningful and more strategic. So to be honest, I hesitated to share with you this much detail, these lists, because I can appreciate that it's hard to digest. But let me be clear on why I did it. Okay, I did it for two reasons. The first is I want you to know that we have been disciplined and clear in identifying our priorities, and we've done so in a way that has involved a breadth of constituents. And the second reason is that you all are leaders and influencers of the institution. So when people ask you, what's new at Wesleyan? How are things going at Wesleyan? I want you to have heard these items, hopefully heard about them on several occasions, so that you can, with some conviction, report that DWU continues to head in a positive direction. So I've spent the last few minutes looking ahead. I want to take just a moment to look back at last semester. So as some of you might know, in April, we celebrated Founders Day, an event that had not been pulled out and dusted off for some time. The event was a day filled with history and stories, some of that had been told many times, and others that were new to us. We hosted more than 140 people in this room to hear about the 4 themes of our strategic plan and how those will drive the next several years. And we also experienced a very special presentation by student Adea Plasto. Reinforcing university foundations is what she spoke to that day. As you'll come to learn, Adea is a 4th generation, yes, a 4th generation legacy student, attending classes where her great-grandfather, grandparents, and parents all attended. There was so much that could be learned from her speech that Founders Day, not the least of which is the value of family and what a legacy can mean. You'll hear more tonight from Adea, so I won't take any more of her time. But as I close, I want to leave you with something I have learned in my time here. People choose to work and serve here because they love our students and they value each other. Community members turn out for games, recitals, matches, and performances because they love our students and they appreciate the sense of community that is DWU. Alumni return to events like Blue and White Days because they loved being a student, they appreciate the culture of this place, and they want to experience that one more time, even just for a day. As I'm fond of saying, as some of you may have heard me say before, I believe in my heart that the world needs more of what we do here, providing guidance, education, and mentorship within the framework of our mission and values of learning, leadership, faith, and service. I also truly believe that we cannot do it without each of you. I appreciate you, I commend you, and I thank you for believing in Dakota Wesleyan University. Thank you.
Thank you, President Kittle. Tonight, as he mentioned, we have the privilege of hearing from Adea Plasto, a current DWU student who has truly embraced the spirit of our beloved alma mater. Adea is a shining example of what it means to be a DWU student, and she has had an exceptional journey throughout her time here. Adea's journey to DWU has been nothing short of extraordinary. As a Randall Scholar, she has demonstrated not only academic excellence, but also a deep commitment to service and leadership. Beyond excelling in the classroom, Adea has left her mark in numerous student organizations. She's involved in the world of athletics, participating in track, where she has displayed determination, grit, and sportsmanship. Not stopping there, Adea's passion for the sciences led her to become an integral part of CHAOS, the science club, where she has contributed to fostering a love for science and learning among her peers. Adea's leadership skills are also evident in her involvement in the Student Senate, but her contributions extend beyond the academic and extracurricular realm. Adea has also been an essential part of our residential life community, making the DWU campus truly feel like home for many. Friends, please join me in welcoming Adea Plasto to the stage with a warm round of applause.
Well, like Dr. Kittle said, I already gave a speech at Founders Day, so they must have thought I did a good job because they asked me to come back. So, as stated, I am Adea Plasto. I'm class of 2024, and I'm so glad that all of you were able to join us at the Legacy Banquet. And I'm honored to be able to share part of my legacy due to the impact that Dakota Wesleyan University had on my family. So, let's start with the family tree, shall we? So for starters, my great-grandfather, Reverend Robert Plasto, attended DWU. While a student year, he was inducted into Phi Kappa Phi and served the Methodist churches at Presho, Doland, and Mitchell. When he was stationed at the Rapid City Air Force Base, working as a chaplain, he married my great-grandmother, Dorothea. He continued his education in 1955, graduated with a BA degree in philosophy and religion. Great-grandma Dorothea earned her teacher's credentials and worked for more than 30 years in the California public school system. The next generation, my grandparents, Dr. Edward Plasto, graduated in 1973. He met my grandmother, Shannon Plasto, who was a member of the class of 1991. Ed graduated with a degree in history and political science and business administration. He was a business department faculty member and an assistant basketball coach at DWU from 1988 to 1991. He also served as the Dean of Graduate Students and New Ventures at DWU from 2012 to 2015. My grandmother graduated with a degree in human services, and several of their 10 children attended DWU. One of those 10 children was my father, Robert, who met my mother, Pamela, while attending DWU. Both of them are here today. Robert, class of 1999, was a business administration major with an accounting emphasis. My mother, Pamela Bush Plasto, graduated in December 1997, her associate's degree, and then received her bachelor's degree in communications and theater in December of 1998. I would also be remiss if I didn't mention my Uncle Carl, who works for Fresh Idea Food Services here at DWU. He helped to make all of the wonderful food tonight and will be serving throughout the rest of the weekend. So in total, on my father's side of the family, including my great-grandparents, grandparents, parents, aunts, and uncles, 10 of them have attended Dakota Wesleyan. Then, when we move to my mother's side, counting aunts and uncles, we add another 4, bringing the legacy total to 14, making me the 15th person in 4 generations to attend and graduate Dakota Wesleyan University. So what brought me here? To follow in some pretty large and very impressive footsteps. It was not pressure or assumption or guilt that I would attend Dakota Wesleyan University. It was the family feeling that I got when I toured the campus. The values that drew my family to Dakota Wesleyan in the first place are still alive in the core of the university. I saw how well Dakota Wesleyan prepared, challenged, and ultimately rewarded every single member of my family in some way or another. Now, being on campus, I get to experience the same preparation, challenges, and future rewards due to the hard work that I'm putting in now. As you heard in my introduction, I'm involved in a lot on campus. From sports and clubs to student senate, resident life, tutoring, and more, you can always find me somewhere on campus. With these many commitments, I was able to learn many skills, such as communication, time management, and put into practice many influential leadership skills. This is only a small example of all of the opportunities that Dakota Wesleyan grants its students. So Dakota Wesleyan has been a great stepping stone and a second home as I approach the next step of my life. DWU fanned the love of science while I pursued my biochemistry degree, and ultimately it introduced me to the Edward Via College of Osteopathic Medicine, or it's also called VCOM. I was able to visit this medical school, and because of the partnership that DW has with VCOM, it provided me the option to pursue their master's program in biomedical sciences. So following graduation, I'm happy to announce that I will be pursuing my master's degree, gaining work experience, and be preparing for my enlistment in the United States Air Force. So what has Dakota Wesleyan done for me? It made my dreams of being a military physician a reality. Achieving this dream would not have been possible without the countless hours dedicated by faculty, staff, and coaches, especially my track coach, Matt Rosado. Track has brought me face to face with many challenges. It pushed me to overcome physical adversities and persevere through all the different curveballs that life can bring to you. Coach Rosado puts an emphasis on our team is our family. He encourages us to be the best version of ourselves and never lets us forget that we are more than athletes and we are capable of anything that we set our minds to. So, to Coach, I just have to say thank you. On top of all of the great staff on campus, there is also the long line of Plastos that have encouraged me to where I am now. It helped establish and instill the values of morals that have made me the person that I am today. So to all the influential people that invested time into me, thank you. And thanks to all of you
for sharing a part in our Legacy Banquet, interacting and supporting the students of Dakota Wesleyan, and I hope to see you enjoy all of the remainder of the 2023 Blue and White Homecoming Days. Thank you.
As Adea reflected on her experience at Dakota Wesleyan, she told of the remarkable support she received through scholarships that made her education possible. Like every DWU student, including myself, she was fortunate enough to benefit from financial aid, much of which came in the form of scholarships generously established by devoted alumni and friends of the university. These visionary individuals recognize the immense impact education can have on a person's life and the potential it holds to shape future leaders. Through their thoughtful contributions, they have paved the way for countless students to pursue their dreams just as Adea has. Many of these scholarships have been endowed gifts of $25,000 or more. These endowments, as President Kittle highlighted in his remarks about the university's strategic plan, serve as pillars of support, empowering DWU to provide exceptional education and create opportunities for generations to come. This year, we are pleased to announce the establishment of several newly endowed scholarships. Will you join me in welcoming Kitty Allen, Vice President of Institutional Advancement, to the stage to honor these families?
I would like to invite Jerry Johnson to the stage to join President Kittle. We'll do it down on the floor. It'll be easier. Yeah. The Wanda Martin Johnson Endowed Scholarship was established through the generous contributions of Mr. Jerry Johnson from Reno, Nevada, who lovingly created this endowment in memory of his late wife, Wanda. Wanda Johnson, an alumna of Dakota Wesleyan University, graduated in 1972 with a degree in elementary education. Throughout her career, she dedicated herself to the field of education with passion and love. Her impact on the lives of students was profound, particularly her special gift for teaching those in need of extra attention. In 2007, after a fulfilling and devoted tenure, Wanda retired from the Rapid City School District. Following her retirement, Wanda, together with Jerry, found joy and contentment in Nevada, cherishing a close and affectionate relationship with their beloved grandchildren. Wanda's exceptional legacy lives on through the Endowed Scholarship, which aims to honor her outstanding contributions to the field of education and to inspire future teachers in their pursuit of becoming successful educators. As Jerry and Wanda's daughter Megan said about this new scholarship, what a gift to others. That is true. That is so true. Thank you, Jerry. I would like to invite Jeanette and Herb Utek and Brad and Rhonda Zomer to join President Kittle at the front of the stage. The Jeanette Utek Endowed Scholarship for Performing Arts was established by her family and friends to honor and recognize the contributions of Jeanette to 3 generations of music students. Jeanette's legacy going back 62 years when she started teaching piano lessons as a teenager to neighborhood kids. While there is no firm list of how many students Jeanette has taught in 62 years, it's safe to say the number exceeds 400. Jeanette has now taught 3 generations of students from the same family, and it would surprise no one if she would eventually teach the 4th generation. Jeanette's impact goes beyond the music she shared at her piano. The love, care, and wisdom Jeanette showed each who sat at her piano bench has influenced students, families, and our surrounding communities. Thank you, Jeanette, for your impact on the lives of many, and to the family and friends that have helped make this scholarship possible. I would like to invite Mike Turchin to join President Kittle at the front. The Muriel Webb Vanderwert Endowed Scholarship was established by Dr. Lesta Vanderwert Turchin and Dr. Michael Turchin of Hill City, South Dakota, in memory of Lesta's mother, Muriel Webb Vanderwert. Muriel Webb was born on a ranch near Pedro, South Dakota. She, 2 sisters, and a brother were raised by a single mother after her father died when she was 11. Muriel graduated from Wall High School in 1941 and attended the Rapid City Business College. As a single mother, Muriel raised her children as well as providing a home for a niece and nephew. A successful businesswoman, Muriel owned and operated a moving and storage company for over 25 years. Her love of family, her work ethic, emphasis on education, and active service to others provided her children with a model for a life well lived. The proceeds of this fund shall be awarded to a woman returning to complete an unfinished degree. Thank you, Mike and Lesta, for your gift. Now I would like to invite William Anderson to join President Kittle at the front. The Mary B. Woolsey Endowed Scholarship in Music was established by William Anderson, the class of 1972. Mary Woolsey was a professor of music and taught keyboard in the School of Music at Dakota Wesleyan from 1949 to 1974, and also served as organist at First Lutheran Church in Mitchell. She received extensive training through graduate studies where she learned from musical legends, including Olga Samanoff at the Juilliard School of Music in New York, Arthur Poyster at Syracuse University, and Marie Claire Elaine at the International Organ Institute in Haarlem, Netherlands. William Anderson was one of Professor Woolsey's keyboard students. His respect for her expertise and love of music significantly influenced his DWU experience. To honor the life of Mary Woolsey, William Anderson established this scholarship to foster the love of music and to encourage Dakota Wesleyan University students to participate in the music program. Thank you, William. Now let's turn our attention to an inspiring initiative that embodies the spirit of possibility and transformation, the Power of Possibility Endowed Scholarship, established by the class of 1970 and friends. In partnership with the Power of Possibility Sculpture, this endowed scholarship embodies the convergence of art and education and represents a commitment to creating a brighter future for students, particularly focusing on empowering women through education. As part of our ongoing efforts to support the Power of Possibility Endowed Scholarship, a limited edition series of small-scale replicas of the sculpture was commissioned. Each of these replicas is a handcrafted masterpiece, and tonight you have the privilege of viewing one of these replicas in the lobby. The Power of Possibility Patron Collection represents the first 5 numbered replicas. Allow me a moment to recognize these individuals who have played a pivotal role in kickstarting our efforts to secure additional support for our students through the sale of these miniature masterpieces. Please, as I call your names, stand and accept our heartfelt gratitude. Lesta and Mike Turchin. Paul Kristen. Don McLean. Linda Kropinski and John Jakoway. And Anna Marie Thatcher. Your vision and support have set the stage for additional funding of the Power of Possibility Endowed Scholarship, ensuring that more dreams will be realized and countless possibilities explored by the generations to come. There are other supporters who have provided much-needed endowments, but do not have representatives in attendance tonight. At this time, we wish to acknowledge the significant contributions of individuals in the establishment of these scholarships and funds. The Donald C. Shank Bass Clef Scholarship was established by Don Shank, a Dakota Wesleyan University graduate from the class of 1960. This scholarship, awarded annually, supports student singers in the Dakota Wesleyan Choir capable of singing in the bass clef. Only the bass clef, right? Yes. The James and Virginia Toft Endowed Scholarship in Nursing was established by Jim to honor the life of his beloved wife, Virginia, or Ginny. The scholarship will benefit nursing students studying at the university. 3 individuals whose legacy will continue through carefully crafted estate plans. The Alice K. Johnson Butterfield Endowed Scholarship will serve as a lasting tribute to Alice's legacy of commitment to vulnerable children and families. The scholarship will enable future generations of students pursuing studies in social services or nursing to carry forward her passion for service and change. The Robert and Phyllis Considine Endowed Scholarship for Pre-Medical Studies. What distinguishes this scholarship is the Considine's shared vision, a vision driven by Bob's scientific background and Phyllis's unwavering passion for medicine. Together, they have created a legacy that will empower deserving medical students pre-medical students at Dakota Wesleyan. Their hope is that these future recipients will not only benefit from the scholarship's financial support, but will also be inspired to utilize their education to make a lasting impact in the field of medicine. The Audrey Kuiper Van Genderen Endowed Chair in Biology. Audrey's enduring passion for learning and her unwavering dedication to the field of biology were evident throughout her remarkable 45-year career as a high school science educator. The Audrey Kuiper Van Genderen Endowed Chair in Biology symbolizes her dedication to fostering excellence and innovation in the field of biology, creating a lasting impact on Dakota Wesleyan University and its students. Her desire to see young minds reach their full potential will continue to be realized through the education, research, and advancement that this endowed chair will facilitate. As we reflect on the incredible generosity of these families who have established new endowments, we were reminded of the enduring impact that philanthropy can have on shaping the future. Their commitment to education and empowerment serves as an inspiration to us all. Thank you.
During the past year, Dakota Wesleyan lost a number of valued alumni and friends who remembered the university through their estates. These individuals will long be remembered for their love of DWU and their foundational stewardship to the university. Will President Kittle come forward to recognize these individuals?
Thank you. Our first is Jim Beddoe. As we celebrate Jim's life and his enduring contributions to Dakota Wesleyan University, we are joined by his wife, Jean, and their son, Jay. Will you please stand? Jim Beddoe served as the president of Dakota Wesleyan University from 1981 to 1994, a period during which he left an indelible impact that continues to shape the university. Jim was not just an administrator, he was a mentor, a friend, and a beacon of inspiration to all who crossed his path. His commitment to service was evident in every aspect of his life. In 1989, when he was awarded an honorary doctorate, Paul Christian, the chairman of the Board of Trustees, aptly stated, and I quote, "There can be no better demonstration of servant leadership than the life and the work of Jim Beddoe. He has demonstrated extraordinary accomplishment and has touched the lives of thousands of individuals through his commitment to service." This sentiment rings true today as we remember the incredible impact he had on this university and its community. Under Jim's leadership, Dakota Wesleyan University achieved remarkable milestones. The Agenda for Excellence campaign in 1984 and the Forging the Future campaign in 1989 were testaments to his unwavering dedication to the growth and advancement of this institution. His vision and determination paved the way for the success of these campaigns, allowing DWU to thrive and evolve. Moreover, Jim's commitment to education was exemplified by his instrumental role in establishing the Randall Scholarship in 1983, an enduring legacy that continues to provide educational opportunity to deserving students. His influence extended beyond the campus boundaries with the opening of L.B. Williams Elementary School on campus in 1994, further solidifying his commitment to education at all levels. Perhaps one of the most cherished aspects of Jim's legacy was his profound connection with students and their families. His remarkable ability to know each student by name, to remember their stories, and to foster a sense of belonging within the DWU community set him apart. His genuine care and personal investment in the lives of those he served created a lasting legacy of warmth and inclusivity that continues to resonate with generations of alumni. So as we remember Jim Beddoe, let us also remember the principles he embodied, the principles of servant leadership, dedication to education, and the power of forging personal connections. Today, we celebrate the life of a visionary leader whose influence will forever be etched in the history of Dakota Wesleyan University. While members of their families were not able to join us tonight, we also wish to acknowledge the following valued friends who remembered the university through their estates. Jack Billion, Elaine Buzek, Ethel Haskins, and Gladys Waite. The unwavering commitment of Jim and the unwavering commitment to the individuals remembered this evening is a testament to the enduring impact of education and community. And the legacy they have left behind will continue to shape the lives of countless students, faculty, and staff members on this campus for generations to come.
In addition to supporting students through endowed scholarship and planned gifts, there are numerous other ways in which alumni and friends have contributed to the financial growth and academic excellence at Dakota Wesleyan. The university greatly values the support through various opportunities, such as becoming part of Team Makers, a dedicated group of Tiger fans who play a vital role in advancing our athletic programs. The Friends of Performing Arts is a group of patrons who foster creativity and artistic development amongst our students. And further, the Wesleyan Scholarship Fund remains a cornerstone of accessible education, ensuring that deserving students have the means to pursue their education. These are just a few examples of the many avenues available to make a lasting impact on the lives of our students. Your generous contributions truly make a difference, and we thank you for supporting DWU's mission and vision. Each year, Dakota Wesleyan recognizes and honors individuals and businesses who have supported the university over time and have reached cumulative giving goals. I invite Jory Hansen, Director of Development, a 2007 DWU grad and friend, to recognize those who have attained the Scotchman giving level.
We have several individuals and businesses that have reached the Scotchman giving level, which is cumulative giving of $10,000 or more. Some of them are in attendance, and I would like you to stand as I call your name and let us recognize you. First is Emily George, who's behind me. Emily is an exceptionally dedicated and organized administrative support in the President's office. Her leadership is indispensable for ensuring the efficient operation of Dakota Wesleyan. Meanwhile, her husband Rick manages the family acreage, and both Emily and Rick are actively engaged in the Woonsocket community. Thank you, Emily and Rick. Larry and Glenna Herker. Larry and Glenna are joining us this evening from Muncie, Indiana. Larry's a 1960 graduate of Dakota Wesleyan. Glenna graduated in 1961. They continue to faithfully support the Carol Johnson Hassebrook Endowed Scholarship in memory of Glenna's sister, Carol. Thank you, Glenna and Larry. Bob and Marla Sprang. There's Bob in the back. Bob and Marlis truly bleed blue. They are familiar faces at Dakota Wesleyan athletic events, and Bob's voice is one that many will recognize that follow along via KMIT for Tiger football and basketball games. Thank you, Bob and Marlis.
The Tumbleweed Award honors members who have reached the $25,000 giving level this past fiscal year. This award is a piece of Mikasa crystal that represents a tumbleweed and the prairie on which Dakota Wesleyan University was founded.
When I call your name, please come forward and join President Kittle at the front of the stage. William Anderson. William is a 1972 graduate who we recognized earlier for establishing the Mary B. Woolsey Endowed Scholarship in Music. William was a music and art double major and now has a thriving interior design business in Oakland, California. William also played a role in designing the special Oscar Howe exhibit currently on display in the McGovern Library. Thank you, William, for what you do for Dakota Wesleyan. Friedel and Jason Thomas. Friedel serves as the Vice President for Admissions and Marketing at Dakota Wesleyan. Her dedication to student achievement and innovative recruitment strategies underscore her commitment to the institution's growth and the empowerment of its students. Jason plays an integral role with the Vantage Point Solutions team, contributing to their technological advancements. They are proud parents of 4 active children. Thank you, Friedel and Jason. Larry and Vicki Thompson. Larry serves as CEO and founding member of Vantage Point, headquartered in Mitchell. Vicki channels her passion through artistic pursuits, and their faith propels them to utilize their resources for advancing initiatives aligned with religious organizations and faith-centered nonprofits. In addition, Larry serves on the Dakota Wesleyan Board of Trustees. Thank you for your support and your leadership, Larry and Vicki. Brad and Rhonda Zomer. Brad and Rhonda Zomer are both Dakota Wesleyan graduates. Brad earned his degree in 1995, Rhonda in 2003. They have a number of alumni connections to Dakota Wesleyan, including Jody, who's their niece. The Zomers are active members of First Reformed Church as leaders with the youth group, and they also help host annual meals at the church for our Tiger athletic teams. Brad also serves on the Dakota Wesleyan Teammakers Committee. Thank you, Brad and Rhonda, for your commitment to Dakota Wesleyan. There were several other individuals we honored tonight whose names you might have seen on the slides. Although they couldn't be with us, they're with us in spirit, and we sincerely appreciate their support.
You better believe I'm letting my brother know that I got mentioned and he didn't as a DWU alumni. The President's Award honors members who have reached the $50,000 giving level this past year. The bronze medallion is a replica of one of the President of Dakota Wesleyan the President of Dakota Wesleyan wears at all university events requiring academic regalia.
When I call your name, please come forward. First, Jerry Johnson. Jerry from Reno, Nevada, was recognized earlier for the establishment of the Wanda Martin Johnson Endowed Scholarship, ensuring that Wanda's profound impact endures through the gift of education. Jerry is a devoted father and a loving grandfather, and this evening the celebration of this enduring tribute includes an extended family connection to DWU, as Ron and Pam Martin, both Dakota Wesleyan alumni, joined Jerry to commemorate this occasion. Thank you, Jerry. Cromer Plumbing, Frank and Chris Cromer. Cromer Plumbing, owned by Frank and Chris, is a residential and commercial plumbing service established in 1984. They have 3 locations: Mitchell, Sioux Falls, and Rapid City. Cromer Plumbing has been a faithful community supporter of Dakota Wesleyan since 2001. Thank you, Frank and Chris, for your continued partnership with Dakota Wesleyan. As we conclude the honoring of the President's Award recipients, we want to acknowledge those that could not be with us. We are, as always, appreciative of their support.
I would like to invite Kitty Allen back to the stage to honor the next group of dedicated alumni and friends that have made an impact on our university.
The Sacrifice or Service Award is presented to donors who have contributed gifts of $100,000 or more to Dakota Wesleyan. While our honorees are not able to be with us this evening, I want to take a moment to acknowledge their contributions. Cindy and Jeff Kroll are leaders in the Mitchell community. Cindy is a prominent faith-based speaker and blogger. She also serves on the Dakota Wesleyan Board of Trustees. Jeff is a part of the legacy of Kroll Optometric Clinic that spans a century and a former member of the Dakota Wesleyan Board of Trustees. The Kroll's financial support has touched a number of areas on campus, including scholarships, team makers, and other key strategic initiatives at the university. Thank you, Cindy and Jeff, for your commitment to Dakota Wesleyan. The Cross and Flame Award is presented to those whose cumulative giving has reached the level of $250,000. The award is represented by a canvas of the Cross and Flame, the symbol of the United Methodist Church, and a replica of the beautiful stained glass piece designed by the late Minnietta Green Millard, class of 1963. The original stained glass once graced the chapel in the former Methodist Hospital and is now displayed in the Arlene Gates Department of Nursing in the Glenda K. Corrigan Health Sciences Center. The Cross and Flame Award pays tribute to the tradition and partnership between the United Methodist Church and Dakota Wesleyan University. Will John Grenager and Nancy Shaw Grenager please come forward? John Grenager's connection to Dakota Wesleyan University runs deep, as he not only graduated in 1975, but is also part of a remarkable family legacy with 4 of his siblings having also earned their degrees here. Beyond his personal ties, John's professional journey exemplifies innovation and success. As the founder of Approve It IT, an international regulatory compliance consulting company, John has displayed leadership and expertise on a global scale. Furthermore, his dedication to his alma mater extends to his role on the DWU Board of Trustees. Nancy is a graduate of the University of South Dakota and was an educator. Yeah, sorry about that. Upon retirement, she embarked on a new path, channeling her passion for storytelling into becoming an author, particularly in the realm of children's literature. John and Nancy's joint passion for travel has translated into transformative experiences for Dakota Wesleyan students through their generous support. By enabling numerous international travel opportunities, they have broadened horizons and deepened cultural understanding among our students. Today, we commend John and Nancy, not only for their financial support, but for their embodiment of the spirit of learning, giving, and enriching lives. Thank you, John and Nancy. So we are not able to thank Bill and Noelle Ferris in person tonight, but we do want to highlight their longtime support of DWU. When describing why he continues to support DWU financially, he said, I quote, "I feel very indebted to DWU for my education and toward the faculty and community who positively influenced my life's direction." Please join me in showing appreciation for Bill and Noelle Ferris. Dr. Robert McWhirter also was not able to join us this evening. Dr. McWhirter has demonstrated an enduring commitment toward Dakota Wesleyan University. He has supported DWU financially for over 37 consecutive years. His relationship with Dakota Wesleyan goes far beyond the financial contributions he has made, having served as the team physician for DWU athletics and as a mentor to the DWU athletic training program. While he was not able to be here, we want to recognize that what he has done to impact the university and our athletic teams. And finally, Don Shank, an alumnus of the class of 1960, stands as a shining example of the impact that our university can have on its students. Don's dedication to DWU has not wavered since his graduation. His involvement in numerous co-curricular activities, particularly in music and theater, left an indelible mark on his journey. Earlier this evening, we acknowledged the Shanks for the creation of the Shank-based Clef Scholarship, a remarkable endeavor that marks their sixth endowed scholarship contribution to our institution. It is noteworthy that 5 of these scholarships have been established in honor of Don's classmates and faculty members. This profound act of paying tribute to the individuals who influenced his own path underscores the Shanks' commitment to fostering a legacy of learning and growth. We thank Don and Mary Kay for their support of DWU and our students. And now I invite President Kittle to recognize some other special guests that are here with us tonight.
Thank you, Kitty. Tonight I have the privilege of introducing some of DWU's most cherished friends and donors, whose vision and dedication continue to transform the lives of individuals here in our communities. Their contributions are a testament to the enduring spirit of philanthropy, and we are forever grateful for their selfless commitment to the university's mission. Will you please stand when I call your name? The John Wesley Award for Giving of $1 Million, Roger and Vicki Music. For numerous years, Roger and Vicki Music have demonstrated unwavering dedication to Dakota Wesleyan University, leaving an indelible mark on its growth and success. Hailing from Mitchell, Roger, the visionary behind innovative systems, has not only established a lasting legacy in the community, but also remained a fervent Tiger supporter since the 1960s. Together, Roger and Vicki have consistently lent their support to various initiatives in Mitchell, embodying a true spirit of community engagement. Their exceptional commitment shines particularly bright through their generous contribution to the establishment of the School of Business, Innovation, and Leadership, which houses the Music Family Department of Business. This act of generosity ensures that their legacy will endure, profoundly impacting Dakota Wesleyan students for generations to come. Thank you. Ron and Sheila Gates. Ron and Sheila Gates have had a profound impact on Mitchell and the landscape of DWU. They have been major donors to the School of Business, Innovation, and Leadership, which is the home of the Ron and Sheila Gates College of Business, Education, and Social Science. Their support of the arts over the years at Dakota Wesleyan has transformed the music and theater programs, with both Ron and Sheila Gates Department of Music and the Ron and Sheila Gates Department of Theater named in their honor. The Gateses named the Arlene Gates Department of Nursing after Ron's late wife. Ron and Sheila, we thank you for all you have done for DWU and for the gift of friendship and support you offer to me, to our board, our leadership, faculty, and staff, and most importantly, to our students. Thank you. Next on the list is Ron and Charlotte Randall. I would ask you to stand at this time, but we will also be highlighting their significant contributions in just a moment, so just hang tight. The Cornerstone Award for Lifetime Giving of $10 million. We're joined this evening by Paul Christian. Paul's unwavering dedication to Dakota Wesleyan University has certainly made an impact on the institution throughout the years. Alongside his late wife, Muffy, the Christians have displayed a remarkable commitment that has enriched the campus in numerous ways. Their substantial financial support manifested in significant donations to key projects such as the Glenda K. Corrigan Health Sciences Center and the DWU Avera Sports and Wellness Complex. Paul's impact on Dakota Wesleyan University transcends his financial contributions. His wisdom and business acumen have played an instrumental role in the university's strategic decision-making processes. His counsel and guidance have been invaluable to multiple university presidents, including me, facilitating their efforts to lead with vision and purpose, and his love for DWU shines through in each and every conversation I have with him. On behalf of all of us in the Dakota Wesleyan family, thank you, Paul.
It is a privilege to recognize this next couple for all they have meant to Dakota Wesleyan through their support that has spanned the decades. I mentioned earlier there are a few key individuals that brought me to Dakota Wesleyan. You've met two, and I am very excited for you to meet the other two. Being selected as a Randall Scholar is, to date, one of my proudest accomplishments. The generosity, accountability, support, and relationships that followed me here at Dakota Wesleyan pushed me to make the absolute most of my time, and I am eternally grateful to you, Ron and Charles. We have a number of Randall Scholars here tonight, both past and present. Would you please stand? At this time, I would ask you to direct your attention to the screens for a brief presentation.
Ron F. Randall and Charlotte F. Randall have deep ties to the Mitchell area. Known best as the former owners of Randall Stores Incorporated, a chain of 29 grocery stores headquartered in Mitchell, the couple is also well known for their philanthropy and support of several organizations. Ron, a graduate of the U.S. Naval Academy at Annapolis, led the company, serving as president, chairman of the board, president, CEO, and director of operations before it sailed to SuperValue. The couple also owned Coca-Cola Bottling Company of Central South Dakota, which included a plant in Mitchell and 3 sales and distribution centers around the state, prior to selling it to the Chesterman Company. Ron was a director at both Commercial Bank and Dakota Manufacturing, and he served on the board of directors of the Food Marketing Institute. Charles was educated as a teacher with a BS and an MS degrees from South Dakota State University and the University of South Dakota. She worked as a teacher and a middle school guidance counselor, while also performing administrative duties for the Randall Stores organization. Charles loaned her talents to the DWU Board of Trustees, serving from 1983 to 1995. The couple are also longtime supporters of area endeavors, such as the Abbott House, Mitchell Area Adjustment Training Center, and the Middle Border Museum, now known as the Dakota Discovery Museum. Ron and Charlotte are also the sole benefactors of the prestigious Randall Scholarship at Dakota Wesleyan University. In 1983, they created an endowment in honor of Ron's father, F. Dwayne Doc Randall, establishing the scholarship, the highest academic award available at DWU. 2023 marks 40 years since the first Randall Scholarship was awarded. These scholarships are awarded on a competitive basis to incoming freshmen who exhibit outstanding academic achievement and leadership qualities. Over its 40-year span, there have been 225 Randall Scholars who have made their marks on the world, going on to prominent careers in the fields of medicine, law, education, ministry, and many other distinguished professions. In fact, today, there are second-generation Randall Scholars studying at DWU. Randall Scholar alumni continue to show their dedication to Dakota Wesleyan, having contributed over $500,000 back to the university. Several of those scholars have reported back to DWU of the impact the scholarship has had on their lives, including phrases like, shaped my entire life, taught me to pay it forward, selfless sacrifice, all my success is owed to their generosity, and simply, thank you. Ron and Charlotte, will you please step forward? They didn't know this was a surprise part. Ron and Charlotte, for your dedication to Dakota Wesleyan University, we are awarding you an honorary doctorate of humane letters. Oh, congratulations. Wonderful. Like to say something?
Surprised and never when you're in the academic world, to succeed, you just have to get a lot of numbers and letters behind your name. I didn't work for this, but I love it. How about you?
Well, all I can say is thank you very much, and we're more than happy to keep the legacy of Dakota Wesleyan going and educate the students.
Yes.
It's our honor to do that.
It is true, because you have a wonderful faculty, student, staff. Everyone up here is truly welcoming. Thank you.
No, thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Well, that was fun. Some of my favorite experiences here at Wesleyan have been planned or chance meetings with alumni, and I've heard countless stories about their time at DWU and the influences that it's had on their lives. It's certainly one of my favorite parts of meeting these fortunate folks who have gone on fulfilling careers, raised amazing families, and have impacted their own circles through education and connections made at DWU. I know we have many alumni in the audience this evening. So if you are a DWU alum or attended Dakota Wesleyan, please stand so that we can recognize you. Now we have the privilege of turning to the spotlight to spotlight 3 distinguished alumni who represent the colleges at DWU. These remarkable individuals, Nancy Kwan, Boyd Hopkins, and Anna Marie Thatcher, exemplify the values and the spirit of our institution. Their achievements stand as a testament to the enduring legacy of Dakota Wesleyan University, and it is my privilege to honor them this evening. From the Donna Starr Christian College of Healthcare, Fitness, and Sciences, Dr. Nancy Kwan. Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the screens for a brief presentation. Dr. Nancy Kwan, class of 1972, is the founder of the law firm Kwan & Associates. Dr. Kwan came to the United States from Hong Kong in 1969 to attend Dakota Wesleyan as she desired a small faith-based institution in which to pursue her interest in chemistry, mathematics, and physics. She has a long list of impressive accomplishments, including various research and executive leadership roles at 3M, H.B. Fuller Company, and Discus Dental. Her research endeavors in physical and polymer chemistry led her to securing 8 patents, gaining expertise in global patent law and kickstarting entrepreneurial efforts in the running of her own business. She is the past chair of the Intellectual Property Committee, the Diversity in the Profession Committee, and the Solo and Small Firm Committee, all within the Tort Trial and Insurance Practice section. A past co-chair of the Bioinformatics Committee within the IP Law section, and a member of numerous other committees and task forces of the American Bar Association. Nancy currently serves as a member of the DWU Board of Trustees. She has 2 sons of whom she is very proud. Dennis, who's joined us here this evening, who graduated from MIT with a degree in chemistry and then went on to obtain his PhD from MIT at 21 years old. And Christopher, who graduated from law school, which he attended while working full-time at his job. Her grandchildren have also provided her with many proud moments. Nancy's greatest influences at DWU were Professors Westra, Oakland, Dosher, and Hills. Her work with Dr. Westra in chemistry motivated her to pursue graduate studies, and she completed her experimental photochemistry PhD dissertation in under 4 years. Outside of the classroom, Nancy says she was shy and would, quote, hide out in the library or science hall. She was befriended by 2 facility staff members, a husband and wife team, Joe and Hazel Wingert. Joe drove a Model T Ford, and one afternoon, he took Nancy out for a ride around campus. She was thrilled, since that was the first time she'd ever been in an open vehicle that was not a motorcycle or a snowmobile. After that, they would give her rides back to the dormitory when the weather was bad, especially when she had to stay late. The Wingerts even attended her wedding. The foundation of Nancy's notable career in science and then law was laid out for her at DWU. She says, and I quote, "Since I was young, I've always spoken up when I felt strongly about something. Thankfully, my professors at DWU not only didn't try to change that, but they actually encouraged it. I remember once telling a renowned Harvard professor who was giving a lecture at DWU and considered an expert in Chinese history that he had overlooked some widely known facts in his talks. I kept up this habit of debating throughout my time in graduate school and even in my professional career, which led me to become a lawyer." Nancy's grateful that she found her way to DWU. She attributes much of her success to her education and to her grandmother, who has been gone now for many years. Nancy says about her, "She taught me that with determination, one can achieve anything. I strive not to disappoint her and only wished to have achieved something that would make her proud." I'm quite sure she's proud. Nancy, will you please join me on stage? Yeah, would you please introduce those who are here tonight?
Yeah, I was really surprised when Dr. Kittle called me about this. Because I told him that, well, I didn't remember doing any kind of services to anybody. But fortunately, everybody else remembers, so otherwise I wouldn't be here. Okay, so I just want to, introduce the party that I brought along, my family, my son Dennis, my older son Dennis, okay. And my younger son Christopher, I practiced law with him. So he had to mind the store, so I could be here. Then there's Joyce Johnson. Well, she's the younger daughter of Reverend Henry Vicks, that I had a scholarship endowed in his name. And then there's Bobby. She's the oldest daughter. And then Naomi, is Bobby's daughter. And Naomi is also my goddaughter. So they are all here. And I really am really happy that they are here. Thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations. Yeah. Thanks, Nancy. From the Ron and Sheila Gates College of Business, Education, and Social Science, Boyd Hopkins. Please direct your attention to the screens. Boyd Hopkins, class of 1967, served in the U.S. Army for 2 years after graduation. He began his business career in accounting work for Touche, Ross & Company, the predecessor of Deloitte & Touche, and Ide, Helmick, Bowles, and Pash. In 1972, he joined his family in the banking industry as executive vice president and later president of Livestock State Bank. He led the company in multiple acquisitions and expansions and was instrumental in bringing the bank to Sioux Falls. Livestock State Bank became Core Trust Bank in 1993 and is currently located in 37 South Dakota and Minnesota communities. In 2019 and 2020, Core Trust Bank was named Top Bank in South Dakota by Forbes magazine. Boyd supplemented his knowledge of banking with several programs offered at Harvard University, including the Independent Bankers Association Senior Executive Program in 1974. Outside of Core Trust, Boyd has been involved with the Ferguson Group, an ag business consultancy for years, offering services to various farming and ranching operations. He also served as a consultant for the Department of Agriculture Foreign Service Office to the Republic of Czechoslovakia to study the new banking structure and its effect on agriculture in Czechoslovakia in 1991 and 1992, and has been a certified member of the American Society of Agricultural Consultants since 1986. Boyd has been a member of the Independent Bankers Association of America, South Dakota Bankers Association, and Independent Community Bankers of South Dakota. He has volunteered his time with the South Dakota Investment Council, Mitchell Area Chamber of Commerce, Abbott House Foundation, Mitchell Area Development Corporation, the DWU Board of Trustees, and the University of South Dakota Foundation Board of Trustees. Boyd takes pride in marriage of 52 years to spouse Dottie, his 2 sons, Jack and Todd, his 5 grandchildren, and one great-grandchild. Today, Boyd serves as the chairman of the board at Core Trust Bank, a position he took in 2004. Boyd is responsible for the culture of giving back, investing in communities and generously supporting community organizations. Boyd chose DWU for his education because it was close to home. He is grateful to several of his professors and coaches, including Gordy Fosness, Warren Steckman, Dr. Howard Bailey, and Bill Hauk, who managed to get Boyd through his required biology class during a summer session. There's an exclamation point there. Boyd has some great memories from his time at DWU. All the good basketball that was played by student athletes, his own time on the golf team, the variety of weather the golf team played through each spring, and his time working in the sports department of the Mitchell Daily Republic. Boyd points to his parents, Boyd B. and Hazel, as his biggest inspiration. He noted, "They always gave me encouragement and opportunities." Congratulations, Boyd. Will you please join me on stage?
Well, thank you very much. I was a little bit surprised when you called me that day. And you said, "I bet you don't know what I'm calling you about." I didn't say it, but I thought it. Money.
That's why I said that.
Then he said I had been chosen for this award. And my next comment was, "When was the fire or flood?" He said, "What fire flood?" "The one that lost my academic records." I only tell the truth most of the time. Anyway, thank you very much. I appreciate joining me tonight are my wife, Dodie, and our son Todd, and Jeff Smith and Lynn Smith. Jeff has been with our bank since 1984. And when I hired him then back in November of 1984, which it's now pushing 39 years, I really didn't realize I was hiring the longest serving city council member for Mitchell. But that's what he tells me anyway. So we were very, very fortunate in our business and our families, and we are forever thankful for that. I had a good time at Wesleyan, not necessarily because I studied a lot, don't misunderstand me, but it gave me an opportunity, and I've been thinking back, and one of the best times I had was writing for the Daily Republic. And I started writing, and my salary was 75 cents an hour. True, kids, now the young people that are out here, but gas was only 31 cents at that time. And then about 6 months later, we got a raise to $1.25. And we were in tall cotton. I really appreciate this. Wesleyan has been very important to me and to our bank. As of right now, we have 11 people that we are aware of that graduated from Wesleyan that are involved in our bank in some position. And there's been several in the past. One that joined me very early was Jim Myers, who has since passed away. And he was one of the first ones. So you know, the school has been very, very helpful to us. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks. And now from the College of Arts and Humanities, Anna Marie Teachout Thatcher. Please direct your attention to the screens. Anna Marie Teachout Thatcher, class of 1970, is the owner and managing producer of Perioctus Productions. As a licensed attorney with the Minnesota State Bar and co-founder of the company with her late husband, Graham, she was the producer and director of all of their live continuing legal education, or CLE, theater programs. She continues to offer webcasts of the movie versions of their programs to lawyers around the country. For more than 50 years, Anna Marie has worked with numerous artists and visual and performing arts organizations as a consultant, producer, director, and mentor. She co-founded the Black Hills Playhouse Alumni Association and served for 20 years as its board president, initiating and managing several major projects and productions over that time to raise funds for the Playhouse. She continues to produce and direct visual and performing arts events in the Black Hills region. Anna Marie served as the administrator for the committee that commissioned Power of Possibility, the sculpture on the DWU campus that honors the past, present, and future women of Wesleyan. On behalf of DWU, she is acting as a producer of Power of Possibility, from proposal to presentation, a documentary on the creation of public sculpture in South Dakota and its impact on the community, which is currently in production. The video is made possible by a grant from the South Dakota Humanities Council. It's hard for Anna Marie to choose just one DWU-affiliated person who influenced her, as she feels that there are too many to name. A few at the top of her list include theater professor Mary Wing, choir director Bill Bigger, campus chaplain Howard Bailey, and history professor Jim McLeod. She has so many memories, many of them involving her time associated with the theater department. Anna Marie writes, "It was the height of the war in Vietnam and a tumultuous time to be in college when many of my classmates were being drafted. So many of us questioned the war that was getting so many young people killed, and for what purpose. As a class project, I directed a scene from the Americanization of Emily, a riveting movie of the time with Julie Andrews and James Garner. It was a way to get others to question the war without direct confrontation. As I look back," she says, "it was my first attempt to use theater as a teaching tool to create discussion about social issues." Her involvement with Methodist Youth Fellowship and the Music Scholarship are what brought her to DWU in 1966, where the tuition at the time was $500 per semester. Anna Marie describes with certainty that her professional work with her husband Graham through their company, Perioctus Productions, was her best work. She says, "Our work together was always far superior to anything we did individually. Working together, we created a very different model of continuing legal education, using theater as a teaching tool to explore ethics and the practice of law." That kind of work was a direct result of her, quote, "best liberal arts education" that she received at DWU. And to this day, she says, her DWU friends are now lifelong friends, and I cherish them. We certainly cherish you. Will you please come forward, Anna Marie?
You don't want to ever give anybody like me the stage. Actually, I'm getting close to cataract surgery, so I have to take my glasses off to read. See what I'm doing. I didn't follow a traditional career path, as you probably have guessed from the information you've been given. And I'm probably best described, as I did to Kitty, that I'm an artist entrepreneur, and have been pretty much all my life. I've been self-employed all of my life since I graduated. But it all started when I was 5 years old. My grandmother told the story, and I have a vague recollection of this, that I used to drag my brother Bruce to her attic to hold church. I told him to arrange the chairs, so I grabbed a basket, then proceeded to lead the service, passing the collection plate and singing, "Put another nickel in the nickel." Barbara Scher, in her book titled Wishcraft, How to Get What You Really Want, writes that memories of early experiences often indicate our strongest passions and perhaps even our purposes in life. My family and friends will attest that I have spent most of my life organizing, gathering people and connecting them, and as my brothers Bruce, Brian, and Brent, who are here tonight, as well as my partner Clark, tonight would likely tell you that I've spent most of my time bossing them around, as well as raising money, almost all of it for projects in the arts and humanities. Since my dad was a career pilot in the Air Force, Bruce and I spent our early grade years in France, early school years in France in the early 50s. We didn't have a TV at that time, but my father bought what at that time was a Grundig. It was the hot new thing at the time. It was a hi-fi stereo and a piece of furniture. And since we didn't have a TV, my dad bought lots of vinyls, and we had Air Force radio. So I remember the likes of Patty Page, Perry Como, Hank Williams, all of those guys, and so I still have some of those vinyls, and I can sing along to the music even now. I don't remember a lot about my youth, my childhood, because we moved so often. But things that I do remember are things like seeing the stars on the sky blue ceiling at the Majestic Theater in San Antonio, the first time I ever attended a symphony. And the symphony was Le Moldau by Smetana, and I will never, ever, ever forget that experience. Things I do remember are like, would you like to swing on a star, carry moonbeams home in a jar? And that was taught by my 5th grade teacher, Mrs. Gillespie, who I will never forget. I do remember listening to the comedy recordings of Bill Cosby and Brother Dave Gardner, which were played by my 6th grade teacher, Mr. Fox. I do remember my first role in a drama. I was 14, and it was in a piece called Mary Ponders, and I portrayed Mary. It's a narrative poem directed by our pastor at the base chapel at Ellsworth Air Force Base, and it tells the story of the Christmas story through Mary's eyes as a mother. And it's a beautiful, beautiful story, and it remains one of my favorites. I have dramatized the piece myself several times over the last 60 years. All of these experiences in early life set the stage for a life in the arts for me. Since my family moved frequently, I don't have many friends. I don't have friends from childhood. I don't remember some of those people because we moved all over the place. But when I came to Wesleyan in August of 1966, and I had the same roommate for 4 years, and then all the women in Dayton Hall became the sisters that I never had. Along the way, I gained other brothers like Jim Gritzner and Jim Follett, who's here this evening. I also shared a summer with Karen Carmichael at Lake Ponset Camp as the Dakota Wesleyan representative one summer. Many professors became colleagues and friends. DWU is where I made lifetime friends, and it has given me purpose to keep connected with them. Those relationships, now 57 years long, have provided an important touchstone in my life. The other touchstone for me is the relationships from my association from the Black Hills Playhouse. That also started at DWU, as you found out from Bill Bigger, and it wasn't really until I started thinking about this that both of those relationships have started at Wesleyan. He had seen me in a couple of productions that Mary Wing had produced and suggested after that I apply to the Playhouse. I was accepted for the summer of 1968, and I was cast in the first show, If a Man Answers. Little did I know that Graham Thatcher, who played my father-in-law in that show, would become my husband 2 years later. Over the last 55 years, I've been involved on the Playhouse, board of the Playhouse Alumni Association and many projects and productions, as President Kittle described. The most important things of all this, though, is the relationships. It has been all about the relationships. The ones I established at Dakota Wesleyan, the ones that I established at the Black Hills Playhouse, the people I've been connected with over now almost 60 years, we can say, because some of those actually started as a junior when I attended MYF and we went on a United Nations tour to New York and Washington, D.C. I keep saying that I want to retire, but creative urges are strong, and they keep me connected to people, places, and ideas. Erik Erikson, the great psychoanalyst, said, "Grow where you're planted," and that's what I've tried to do, no matter where I've lived. Creative people do much of their work alone, but we all need the nurturing of community to grow and see our ideas come to fruition. All of my life, I've been blessed with great friends and supporters who've joined me to build communities around a love for the arts and humanities and the numerous projects I've initiated or been involved with. My only problem is that I think I have to act on every brilliant idea I have. To all those friends, I I am eternally grateful for their love and support these many years. It's quite an honor to be recognized as a distinguished alum. I also was very shocked when I got the call. I thought you had the big bucks to be here as a distinguished alum. But I view this not as a culmination, but really as a challenge to grow into a sage, an elder venerated for the possession of wisdom, judgment, and experience, and for me to continue to contribute not only to the arts and humanities, but also to the larger community in whatever ways I can. I am eternally grateful to Dakota Wesleyan for providing that true liberal arts education that served as the foundation for my lifetime of work. Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Are you going to recognize Kitty?
Yeah. So now whoops. Yeah, I'll just hold it. So now I get to give you the sales pitch. As you were told, one of my roles over the last 2 years was serving as the administrator for the committee that commissioned the sculpture at the front of the school of Business. Like all creative efforts, it started with one person's idea, the idea to further honor the women of Wesleyan in an art form. A community was gathered around the idea, and it took off from there. The result was the Power of Possibility, which involves three translucent blue resin figures that stand on 6 stainless steel pillars that honor women of Wesleyan of the past, present, and future. The decision, as you were told, was made to create small replicas of the sculpture, which I think you might have seen in the lobby. They are a limited edition, as Kitty told you. We've sold actually 6 of them, and so 19 of those remain available for purchase. Proceeds above the production cost of each piece go to support the new endowed scholarship, Power of Possibility Scholarship. And there are order forms available to reserve your small sculpture, or you can contact Kitty directly about getting one. This was my first experience in commissioning a major sculpture, and it was an absolute joy to work with the committee members, as well as the artist, Joan Benefiel. Some things are just meant to be, and this was one of them. The project fell seamlessly into place and on time in a way that I have never in my life experienced when working with a group. It was an incredible group of women who accomplished this, and my hat's off to them. Although we didn't do it alone, because we had the support of many, many people who donated to the project, and particularly the class of 1970 and friends who were with us from the very first and helped to endow the scholarship. I want to recognize the women who served on the sculpture committee. They are Danelle Backlund, Ann Goodwin Hinton, Karen Riley Sievers, and Lesta Turchin. Last but not least, Kitty, would you come forward? Yeah. Jory? Oh, here we go. Kitty served on the committee as our Dakota Wesleyan liaison and facilitated everything with the college. The finances, what we needed to do with the grounds, what we needed to do with the facilities on campus, how to lay the concrete, et cetera, et cetera. Kitty, we want to thank you for all the work you've done on this particular project, and also on behalf of the sculpture committee and for the class of 1970 and friends. I want you to know that number 5 is not mine. Oh. We are gifting it to you as an expression of our gratitude for all you've done for us and for believing that the power of possibilities are endless. Thank you.
could see Kitty was worried they were going off script. And this wasn't planned. Well, folks, we're about wrapped up for this evening, but speaking of going off script, I'm going to do that just two points here. The first is to thank Jody for being our MC. Thank you, Jody. My influence is limited, but I'll see if I can get you a bump in your speech grade, okay? Well done. Well done. And then would Kitty and Jory and Vicky please stand? As you all know, a night like tonight comes together because of tremendous effort by many people. And these three individuals, Kitty, please stand. Yeah, Vicky, stand. These three individuals are the leadership, the vision, and I'll just say that it's a privilege to work with them because of their work and because of who they are. So thank you very much for putting this evening on. So as we conclude this evening's festivities, I welcome Campus Pastor Anthony Purcell back to the stage to present the Wesleyan benediction.
My friends, and yes, this is one of the joys of going last. The microphone is already on. It was beautiful to be together tonight. And as you all prepare to leave, I pray that the Lord might bless you and keep you. May the Lord grant you wisdom for learning and insight for leading. May the Lord strengthen your faith for the journey ahead. May the Lord continue to use your gifts for a lifetime of service. May the Lord guide you to be the difference in the lives of others again and again. May the Lord remind you to love unconditionally as you continue to pursue your callings. Amen.
So finally, in true Wesleyan fashion, I'd like to invite DWU alumni Dawn and Kent, both from the class of 1963, and Anna Marie, class of 1970, to the stage to lead us in the singing of the Scotchman. I think I'll give Anna Marie the microphone.
Speaking of generations, Kent Millard's mother was my Sunday school teacher at Grace United Methodist Church in Piedmont. My brothers will remember that. Okay, we're going to try this.
Well,
okay.
Kitty invited Don and I to sing this, and we said, you don't want us to sing. We want a singer to sing. We will be up here supporting you.
Here we go. Okay. Show me the statesman who doesn't love the thistle. Show me the Englishman who doesn't love the rose. Show me the true-hearted son of old Wesleyan who doesn't love the spot where the tumbleweed grows. Doesn't love the spot where the tumbleweed grows.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great. So much help.